from them.
Oh,
like
yeah.
some of these choice options with pictures that followed.
Yeah, they got good hair on that show.
Oh,
Yeah.
so many. So I tried to pick a good smattering of ones that I thought were the goodest. And by goodest, I mean strangest.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, it's time to draw.
Nice.
There was like a telegram coming in.
yeah, but...
This just
the
in.
Titanic sunk?
But more importantly, Nathan is drawing.
Yes. So Nathan,
Yeah.
do you want to know what your number is?
I would love to know what my number is.
Well, that's great. It's 1.
Number 1. Oh, that red thing's part of the hair?
I might have taken a little liberty with it, but it overlaps the hair, so
Yeah.
it's like a tattoo, but also it
does
sticks
go.
out
It goes into the hair.
like an eyebrow, which is
Yeah.
hair.
Wait,
Yes.
this is reminding me of a Pokemon.
What do you
Which-
mean?
The spider.
No.
The Joltik.
A dog?
Oh, one of them sword.
in-
sword
Oh.
Inte.
Sword dog?
Is it sword dog?
No, it looks like Inte.
Is this a dog?
Is this a
No,
dog?
it looks like freaking Inte.
Should I make this a dog?
It looks more like the sword dog than it does Entei.
Nah, bro, it looks like Inte.
I don't know, bro.
It looks like Inte's face with different colors.
No, it doesn't. That looks like a different Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Do like
If you do,
like if it, like if
you do it,
Scooby-Doo?
do. Go ahead.
the eye here.
Yeah.
This
like-
looks more like a Digimon than Entei.
He's going like, "Meh,
Setting up a
Like,
turret.
I'm gonna bite you.
I'm gonna bite you.
Ash Ketchum. This is it for you, Ash Ketchum. You've stumbled into Inte's lair.
Imagine finding a Pokemon, it says to you in perfect English, I'm going to bite you, your full name.
I'd be like, I guess there's nothing I can do then.
You got me there.
Clearly been preparing for this moment.
Anyway, yeah, this is your fuck-ass hairstyle.
Yeah.
Feel free to move it around
Time
if you
for a little
need.
help.
Maybe
But yeah,
resize it, spin it.
Rotations.
Yeah. Just fuck it up. Fuck it up, Nathan.
Okay.
Do you want to know something that I think is funny?
Gotta get it rolling.
Yeah, man.
Already giggling.
It's that for this episode, I knew going in that I was going to name it Making New Characters Out of the Weirdest Anime Hairstyles or something like that. And I'm hiding that it's a Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
Because I want people to think that maybe there's other anime that are going to be in here when they click it. And then by the time they're in, it's too late to leave.
Well, you've already shown your hand because we introduced it as a Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know, but I'm
They've
saying
already-
they're
they've
already
already
watching
clicked.
it that way.
Yeah,
They
they're just
already
liking
clicked.
right now.
So,
No, because the episode's going to be such high quality, they won't be able to dislike it.
High quality.
Never
so
mind.
that's a little Miles Edgeworth.
It is
Yeah.
like Super Saiyan 3 Miles Edgeworth.
Miles Edgeworth, something happened to you.
Gotta bring
You've
some backup.
changed.
Like, what if this is the head and like the hair goes all the way down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, what if that?
What is?
I love
What
that.
is that?
I'm all about that, actually.
I
That's an
did.
option.
As I was like cutting these hairs off of the men they were
Make it as much as I
attached to, I was like, I'm very interested to see how you're gonna fit like fellas into here.
Yeah.
So
This is
go
a
on.
good way to do it. So this is what this is looking like to me.
Yeah.
Imagine an anime where all
What?
the characters... Okay, well, I didn't think that was going to be the hard part.
Okay, imagine an anime.
That should
What
be
kind?
easy.
Yeah.
What era?
This is a like early 2000s Saturday morning cartoon.
It's
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's sort of like
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh.
But imagine
So it's
one
Tenchi.
We're
that's
not
a
dying today.
personification of
Hitalia?
beetles, like Japanese beetles,
Oh.
where they're
Beetle
like
Hitalia.
Beetleborgs.
like Beetleborgs, but if instead it was
Common
like
Rider.
beetles are turned into like people.
Common Rider.
That's what this looks like. This is like one of the Beatles.
Common Rider.
I mean, not the Beatles, but
The Beatles band.
They should be
Personified.
the Beatles. Parentheses the band.
Imagine if there was an anime about the Beatles, the band, that was on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, and each beetle had their own character who was represented by a different character. I can't wait to see the Ringo Gajinka.
Wait, each beetle has its own character that's represented by a different character? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
I do want to see it now. I want to know.
They got a little weird with it.
Yeah, a little avant-garde. I guess it's no weirder than like Jackie Chan Adventures. Like,
I
if
never
they just
watched
like
it.
made
Yeah.
a cartoon.
Jackie Chan had a character who was represented by Jackie Chan.
But
Yeah.
not voiced by
No, it
Jackie
did not
Chan.
sound. It did not sound or look like Jackie.
Really?
I
No,
don't know why that never occurred to me. But yeah, he wasn't, was he?
he was not.
And like, they lose any plausible deniability because they have parts at the end of each episode where they talk to actual Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
So you can hear how different his voice is.
they were not trying to hide it.
I gotta say, it's pretty funny to me that your answer to this prompt was to just make the hair humongous.
It looks like a shell, like an outer shell. Like I
Oh,
can't,
like a beetle
like
shell?
I can't unsee the
Like
beetle.
Ringo.
Like Ringo's shell in the Beatles anime that aired Saturday mornings in 2004.
Yeah, this is Ringo. This is Ringo.
This is Ringo.
This is Ringo from the Beatles show.
This is Ringo from the Beatles anime portrayed by Bingo, who's voiced by Ringo.
I want a very regular Paul McCartney to go. So, can you play the drums? And they pan up, and this guy. He's like, oh yeah, I think so.
He's like, you tell me, and then like rips the sickest drum solo
Yeah.
with all 6 of his legs.
Yeah. Not too shabby, right? Paul McCartney.
That's amazing. You're in. Welcome to the Beatles.
Actually, I think we're gonna have you play about like full shows. That's it. That's all you get. Anyway, bye.
Full shows. One for you.
Who needs a pick me up?
Including yourself. One's for you.
One's for you. One's just for you. No one else gets to be
Number
there.
sorry.
Could you imagine if you went to a show and
This one's for you, me.
This one's for you, me.
it's like Ringo Starr of the Beatles performing live, and it's just him playing the drum parts to all the Beatles hits with no other music. And occasionally he sings like a piece of a backup vocal.
Gotta build me some backup.
MR removed.
I like being exposed to you.
Concert.
Sing along if you know it.
Gotta get as many of these up as I
I don't know if I know it or not.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I messed it up. Oh
You don't
god.
have a drum
Hold
set,
on.
It's just like Hambo.
Say you're gonna see the Beatles. It's just Ringo
It's like,
Starr
oh, my bad.
slapping his thighs.
My bad. It actually said it was the Beetle.
It's just the beetle.
No, it's a Beatle.
I'm starting to think the poster was purposefully vague. But also, why is he doing a stadium tour where he's just slapping his lap? In the middle of fucking Madison Square Garden.
buddy.
Sold out crowd, all wondering why.
What is happening?
Ringo is fucking
Dead
How did they
silence.
allow this to happen?
Except like the occasional slapping.
The MC says, welcome to the stage, Ringo Starr, and that's it.
That's it.
All the girls are screaming until they realize it's the only Beatle that showed up for that day.
All the girls are screaming. They're like 75 years old.
Yeah, the girls.
Girl.
They're screaming.
Oh, I was thinking about when they were like, you know, the Beatles were at the height and the girls
Oh, we're
were losing
rewriting
their minds.
Yeah,
history.
okay.
They should make a different version of what was that one movie where the Beatles don't exist? But in this one,
Yesterday.
Talking about
this one,
yesterday.
it's just this version where they all go solo in
Where is
increasingly confusing ways.
Time for a little help.
when you go to a Beatle show, you don't know which Beatle you're gonna get at that
It's
show.
like a gachapon.
If you get Paul, you're in for a good time because he's a load-bearing beetle.
So there's this load-bearing beetle.
Paul and John, you're in good hands. But if you get Ringo or George Harrison, it's gonna be a little disjointed.
I keep forgetting that the fourth beetle is a guy named George Harrison. Is that rude to say? To me, that just sounds like
name.
I'm just like, that's the name of the guy who directed Star Wars.
No, it isn't.
That's not a beetle.
Thinking of Harrison Ford and George Lucas together.
George and Harrison.
That's what I said.
Bless this mess. Is anyone still watching?
Watching me struggle to do this.
Great. I love this drummer. He's definitely from like a hair metal band in the 80s.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, it's the only thing he can do. I can't cut this hair.
His hair is metal. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his like samurai, like Shogun adjacent like top that he's wearing.
I like the way that you integrated some weird eyebrow.
Thank you.
That was clever.
It also looks like he has a big tuning fork like on his back that's sticking out like the sword.
Ooh.
Right, and it's going like through his hair.
Yeah. And he just like whips it out and just
Or
like
that's,
on his enemies.
yeah, that's how people tune their drums. They
Yeah.
get a big tuning fork.
Nathan, this is sick.
Thank you.
I feel now compelled to complete the band.
No.
I mean, if we're doing a hair metal band, this is a good.
Yeah, it's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what strikes me when I see the hair that is for me.
Yeah.
This is the hair that
What
was made
calls
for
for
me.
you?
I guess I should probably say I should obligatory talk about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
since
who's-
this is
yeah.
a Yu-Gi-Oh
Whose
episode.
hair is this actually?
So this is Paradox from A Duel Between Times.
Oh.
the Times to Duel movie.
Which time is he
3D
from?
bonds beyond time.
Bonds Beyond Time.
Bonds beyond time.
You put a
But-
bond beyond time, you.
He's technically from 5Ds too, but yeah,
5D's nuts.
but yeah, he's a fucking guy. I'm pretty sure I had someone draw him.
Was it me?
Probably.
Because his face kind of looks familiar.
Yeah.
Seems
He's
possible.
like a weird, fucked up Spider-Man.
I do like that when I was like, what's the name of that guy earlier while I was getting the pictures, I was like, Atlas. His name's Atlas. And that's not his name at all. I was just confusing him
Need some
with Jack
healing?
Atlas. Kind of looks similar but less fucked up. But yeah, he's a guy. I don't know what to tell you. He's from the future. Whatever.
Yeah,
he
you got
comes. He
that.
like travels back in time. He's from 5Ds, and I never reached the part that he's in. But in the crossover movie, he like travels back in time to like kill Pegasus, and also just takes out Yugi's grandpa while he's at it.
Damn, why?
Because he just happened to be nearby and.
Catching strays.
Yeah, he caught a stray building.
Let's take
What
a look
can I
at those
say? So then they have to like undo that to save Grandpa.
Isn't Yugi's grandpa? He's just like a guy, right? He's not like.
I'll give him
Why do they
hell.
need to kill him? He's just a guy.
I think in that case, he was just like at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like Paradox was like killing Pegasus, and in doing that, he just also killed Yuki's grandpa and
Okay.
like other people.
Gotcha.
Is he trying to kill Yugi's grandpa so that Yugi's never born, so he creates a time paradox?
Well, Yuki was already born. Grandpa's old as shit when he
Oh.
dies.
He goes back in
up.
time.
More
What happened?
firepower.
Wait, he
Don't
messed.
let them
Oh, I
out
thought you
position
messed
us.
Yeah. I'm like,
Nathan,
no.
are you okay? What
you
happened?
okay?
Nathan,
What?
Nathan,
Do you need help?
I I'm the most needing of help.
Yeah, we
What do
know.
you need? Drums have a symbol that. They don't look like an
Setting up a
F.
turret.
Okay.
These are different symbols.
These are different symbols. Here's the other thing. They're also, that's a hi-hat.
Nathan, that's a hi-hat, which
Hi-hat.
drums also have.
God damn it.
We gotta stop letting him do this.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Nathan, you should stand over
bullet
there
hole or
next
two.
to Yugi's grandpa next to that building.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Hey, Grandpa, how's it going? What's Oh, this is a cool building. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it.
I do want to say that Yugi's grandpa kind of loaded.
What does he do? Why did he go to?
Because he used to be an archaeologist type fella. He was like a whole ass Indiana Jones, and so that's how he got the Millennium Puzzle to begin with.
I don't
He
believe
was-
in archaeology.
Okay,
I'm a
never
Christian.
mind. Damn, you got me there. But yeah, it was just like he was like a cool dude. And then he like
to light
found
him
the
up?
puzzle and was like, "That was scary. I'm gonna go open a game shop."
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, that was like fucked up.
Digging
People
up-
died.
Digging up bones is too hard. I'm starting game shop.
I hope no one traps me inside of a TV later.
Yeah, and then drops a building on me, and then kidnaps me, and then traps me inside of a second TV.
All because I found this fucking puzzle.
Yeah, and my grandson is cursed, and I have to deal with it. Where are his parents?
Yeah, that's really similar to what happened to the Beetleborgs. No, not the Beetle. Well, as far as I know,
It could have.
could
Has
have.
anybody checked on Ringo lately?
But I don't know if y'all remember the Beetleborgs like intro song to that show. It's all about how they were like
We're
kids
not
and they
dying
went into
today.
a haunted house and they got cursed by like a vampire and a mummy and a Frankenstein like simultaneously. And for some reason that made them into the Beetleborgs.
Yeah, and then like Blue Jay Leno's there.
Yeah, Blue Jay Leno's there.
Can I be honest with you? I don't know what the fuck Beetleborgs.
I only know about it.
Bad Beetleborgs.
Sometimes Nathan doesn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah? Do you talk a lot about Beetleborgs?
There was exactly one time that he talked about Beetleborgs, and I was like, he never shuts up.
This man won't stop talking about Beetleborgs.
Get me to stop talking about Beetleborgs. If he's a beetle, should he have extra arms or should I be done?
You should be done.
I'm gonna be done.
Nathan, this is sick.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot actually.
You were given something odd, and you made it kind of.
Setting up a turret.
Do you have a picture of Paradox?
Oh, I just had him up. Here he is.
Really
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna be so real. Most of the characters you're gonna be introduced to today, the most striking part of their design is the hair.
You're pretty much seeing it.
Yeah,
right
like
here.
you've met him already. He's here. He's in the room.
All right, let me in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh boy, guess who you got? Number 2. Yeah, that works out because this is. There's exactly one Blorbo on this list, and this is him.
Ooh, this is another Pokemon. That's a penguin Pokemon.
Okay, I immediately had an idea.
Empoleon.
No, that's Sayo. Sayo. Or Sartorius.
Sartorius.
That's his English name.
Sartorius.
But I prefer his original name.
I tried working out the other day.
I'm definitely seeing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing time. Time beyond time.
Yeah. I did keep the earrings in there because I was getting lazy, but you feel free to work around those.
Can I tell you what I saw?
Yeah.
While you draw.
Yeah.
The top bit, the pelvis.
The top bit, the pelvis.
The long bits, like bell-bottom jeans with cutouts.
Boots with the fur.
Oh.
Boots with the fur.
Got the whole club looking
Yeah.
at her.
Yeah.
What if I told you that these are boots?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
These are big boots.
These are big stompies.
Where can I get this Bratz doll?
wearing big ass platform stompers.
Yeah.
Are the Bratz dolls the one with the big
Say barats?
Bratz dolls? My favorite 19th century composer.
Turret's online.
Yeah, I'm already happy.
Taking a boots out approach.
I'm very excited to see what the rest of this shit is then.
Is it gonna be the pelvis?
Or yeah, then this is like little pants.
A little underoos?
Sort of like little
Oh, they got.
Wow.
Oh, they got a.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Did you say the phrase clown bloomer?
That's just normal boomers, am I right?
Oh,
If you want to see a clown,
oh.
I'll show you one.
Yeah, my freaking uncle.
My freaking Uncle Davis.
Davis.
Uncle Davis, the biggest clown there ever was. Is your Uncle Davis the same as my Uncle Davis?
Are you guys related?
Do you
Yeah.
both have an Uncle Davis?
Yeah, everyone has an Uncle Davis.
Yeah,
and he's
right.
the biggest clown
He's
in the world.
Do you not have a clown Uncle Davis?
If you don't have a clown Uncle Davis, then you're the clown.
You're the clown
Yes.
Oh
Uncle
my god.
No, I definitely have one, okay? I have one!
No, I'm French, so we have I have a clown uncle Davy.
David. L'Uncle David.
But it's spelled Davis, so if you saw it on paper, you could be forgiven for thinking it was Davis.
Yeah. I mean, you could be forgiven for werewolf.
Really, like, a detailed boot, some underoos. I'm just like, I need to see the rest because I can still just see Sayo.
Not for long.
Yeah, I can't wait to like stop seeing Sayo.
Is he shrugging? Like, it's 11.
I think the arms are going up.
Oh.
The arms are rising up.
Rise.
That's a cool fashion accessory. Like
Sort of
little
shaped.
armpit danglies.
Yeah, piercing your
You
arm.
can never put your arms down at your side.
That gave me the chills. I hate
It's
it.
for someone.
It's definitely someone I don't want to know.
Is it for you, viewer? Let me know.
Unsubscribe now.
Don't take
And then desubscribe.
And then send it to all your friends.
Yeah.
Or else you'll get 71 years bad luck. This is like when someone doesn't know quite how anatomy works. So they're like, when you move your arms, sometimes your shoulder blades come out a little bit. And they're like, oh, it comes out? Okay.
Is this guy also part of the band?
I think so.
Okay.
He must
Is he
be
the
at
lead
this
singer?
rate.
Yeah, he's got to be like the singer, right?
Yeah.
No, he's just the one that stands on stage and like does like shimmies around.
He's the hype man.
Who's ready for Ringo?
Crowd goes silent, and then you just hear,
Growing closer and closer.
Got like sort of a spirit bomb.
Yeah. Now, I'm so excited to find out where the head versus torso demarcation
Yeah.
happens.
Wait, I think I see the vision. I think I see it.
These are the pecs.
okay.
It's like his chest.
Yeah. So his chest goes way up above the
He's got a chest all the way up.
Got one of
to
them
there.
tall chests.
Yeah, and it doesn't connect to his shoulder. You said
It's different.
It's just a little different.
he's literally so different.
Oh, you said chest hair, and then he has that long hair. Is that his back? Is that what that
I'm
is?
starting to think I no longer see the vision.
It could be a cave.
His head's up here. Right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
uh-huh.
Well, yeah, as opposed to what exactly?
There's nowhere else for it to go, and he's
Yeah.
got little goblin ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't see the vision.
I just keep envisioning a Ringo only concert in my head. You just hear him like have to sing the song to himself really quietly, like, oh, yeah.
He's counting. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
They've given him a microphone for some reason.
I mean, he's written some of the songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know like basically nothing.
I'm like, I actually don't know that much about the Beatles. Like,
He was
why
Mr.
are we haters?
He was Mr.
He
Conductor.
was Mr. Worldwide.
He was Mr. Worldwide
I thought that was-
Conductor.
He passed the mantle on to Pitbull.
Whoa.
Oh.
It's like the Santa Claus.
Okay,
Yeah.
apparently he wrote...
He fell off of Pitbull's with his estranged son.
Ringo wrote Octopus's Jargon. Did you just hear? Yeah.
You're in over your head, Dynamo.
This episode has so much slapping.
Is any of this even getting picked up?
Oh, for sure. It for sure is.
Okay, that's good.
I can bump the microphone. to make it
Yeah.
a little bit
I love it.
Can I say,
Yes.
I thought you were gonna make the hair like facial hair.
No, that's his chest hair.
Yeah, I see my mistake here, but yeah,
Like,
I just wanted it on record.
But this is his long hair from his head. See, it goes down.
Yeah, don't worry. Curtain, mat, the drapes,
But
carpet.
He is
What?
Oh, he's bald on
Which
top.
one is it?
Just
Oh.
thrown out like the back. It's the ultimate mullet. It's nothing on top, party
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no business. Party in the back.
Well, the business is so efficient that there's
Yeah.
no hair.
Yeah.
he's also out of his mind.
Yeah, he's writhing in agony.
Well, he
Ringo, stop! Again! This is his life.
Yeah.
a Ringo Starr encore. Can you believe it? The crowd is silent.
They're like, yeah, we honestly could. Kind of had a feeling that was coming, actually.
Why is this becoming a Phoenix Wright character? Like all this lore. I feel like
If I saw this fuck in Phoenix, right, like standing on a crate, I
Do
don't
not
know what I'd
interact.
do. I'd be like, they kind of jumped the shark with this one,
Yeah.
guys.
This connects right into his pubes.
oh good.
It sure does, and
Yeah.
they're gonna be the same color. I
Yeah,
bet.
they're gonna be
Yeah.
the same color.
That's awesome.
Hey Karina, who is this guy?
So, like, yeah, so this is Sayo. He plays a tarot deck.
That's not a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Oh, he's cute.
He's Blorvo. He's a cult leader, but he's actually possessed by a malicious alien entity from space.
Right.
So he's actually normal.
Is
sort
he?
of.
Is this a Zexel?
GX.
GX.
I want to say that I spelled his name so poorly that my phone thought I was trying to write Yu-Gi-Oh! Psyop.
You know what? Fair.
But that's what this episode is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Psyop.
Yeah, because you thought you were getting other anime characters, maybe.
And you're
Yeah.
not. Cool.
He's kind of Blorvo, even though when he smiles normally he looks like this.
When he smiles. Oh God.
I think he's so cute.
I kind of like it. He's kind of awkward.
Yeah, he's like a little off-putting, and that's why I like him.
Is he possessed by the alien in that picture?
No,
Oh.
that's his normal smile.
I really want to check in with my friends who like their mood's a little off on their face, and I'm like, are you? No offense, but like, are you possessed by the alien right now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, no, you're just going through something.
you?
Okay.
Me when I'm not possessed by the alien.
But yeah, me when I'm possessed by the Beatles.
This is great. Good
Thank
pick.
you.
Good pick, good drawn.
I would like to leave the chair.
Yes, let me in.
Since it kind of played out this way, I want to ask Julia, do you want something more understated or completely overstated?
Over.
Okay, then you got number 3.
Wow.
Order! Oh God.
Oh yeah. There it is.
Got so much.
Yeah. If you want to move it, there's I might have kept it more at the top. Maybe.
Only one way to find out.
This is.
Okay, I didn't take off the blue part. That's not part of the hair.
This is a
It's like
spaceship.
a weird tip.
This is fully a spaceship.
So it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's character. Would you believe he's kind of from the same sort of story era as Paradox? I don't know if you can tell design-wise.
I can tell.
Yeah. So, I don't know his full story, but this is Aphoria? Yeah, Aphoria. A character who appears in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Nuts. Aphoria is an android recreation of a human with the same name. The android was formed by the three pure nobles, Jacob, Primo, and Lester, merging into one.
Me?
Yeah.
I merged with
And Lester. Julia drew a cute little deer for me in there. I like that.
Hey, Aphoria. How about Aphoria a drink, and we get out of here.
And we get Aphoria a drink.
I pour you a drink and we just leave.
Oh,
Yes. Tip. Tip I forgot. It really does just look like a spaceship.
Yeah. They really did it.
Can I resize?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made mine big.
Just so that all of the hair
Yeah. And the little blue.
in the little blip? Okay.
Let him have his tip.
Okay.
He's not hurting you with it, because it blunts the edge.
Oh yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
he actually has one of those for all of the points.
I child-proof his hair.
My nephew's coming over, so
You know.
you know how you do.
Only got one eye left.
Would you believe it? He started with 5.
We're on something. We're on one.
I will say, the more you abstract this from the character I ripped it off of, it's a really cool weapon design.
It is, yeah.
What the hell?
It looks like a spaceship from like a top-down
Yeah.
shmup in the Sega Saturn era.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You put this in space with some little alien ships.
Go ahead.
A little Sega Saturn
Yeah.
box. I'm looking at that in
Oh
the
my
store.
god. Can someone please just like make Galaga, but it's all just like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
someone should do that. Not me, but someone
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Get away from
should. No,
me.
I just want it to exist.
Oh.
This is sick. What the hell?
Cute. This is the band's manager.
He stands really close.
Are they liking the Ringo only show?
This is the 5th night with only Ringo.
Sorry, no refunds.
This is him staring at Ringo and saying, "Listen, you need to get your shit together, okay? You can't keep going out there and doing this. At least bring a drum set. We're losing money, Ringo."
Please.
This is my art. This is my artistry.
He keeps forgetting it.
I'm Ringo.
Ringo. This is my real voice. From the
Yeah.
Well, I was voicing Nathan's drawing of Ringo.
Yeah,
Not Ringo.
Because my character we decided is named Ringo,
Right.
and
Mine
he's
doesn't
a
have a name.
beetle, but he's like an actual insect beetle man,
Yeah. A Beetleborg, if you will.
a Beetleborg. But his origin's a little different. He didn't get cursed by there were no werewolves involved.
Yeah, there are no those guys. Those
was-
weird guys.
Yeah, it was actually just 3 Frankensteins.
Hey, remember that one that was kind of like the least bad one? There's 3 of them
There's
now.
3 of them.
You're welcome.
I don't know why my instinct was to go, that don't impress me much.
What does it?
Yeah, quit.
3 Frankenstein.
So your 3 Frankensteins? That don't impress me.
Shania Twain and Eddie Orr. Oh, you got yourself a chainsaw? That don't impress me.
Into rooms and there's a new Frankenstein. Like just each time it's a new room, there's another Frankenstein joins, and she's like, "I'm still not impressed."
How many will it take to impress you, Shania?
We're running out of Frankenstein.
You're way past the point where most people would have been impressed.
Can someone please do the math? How many Frankensteins would there need to be for Shania? Someone go on to R. They did the math.
How many Frankenstein would impress?
Can somebody calculate this, please?
Because if 3 doesn't impress her much,
Yeah.
impress her much.
And like, what else doesn't? We have to like create an equivalency here.
Right, yeah.
Brad Pitt, I know, is in there, and
Yeah.
he doesn't impress her.
He
much.
doesn't impress her much.
A guy with like a nice car.
Yeah.
Mario? That doesn't impress me much.
Isn't that how she sings it?
Yeah, that don't impress me much.
Yeah.
That doesn't impress me much.
Don't impress me much.
Okay, one of them is Brad Pitt. One of them is like a guy with a nice car.
One of them is a rocket scientist. I think that's pretty impressive. Personally, but Shania does not agree.
Depending on the personality, it could not impress me. It could impress me less.
The arc of this song is so backwards. It starts with rocket scientist. It's like first one is rocket scientist, second one is Brad Pitt, the third one is okay, so you've got a car. It doesn't even say a nice car. Just okay, so you've got a car. That don't impress me much.
Well, she's right about that. Like,
Yeah, that wouldn't impress me.
A lot of people have cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would impress me more if you didn't have one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're glasses.
Whoa!
I think there's eyebrows in there.
I love this.
This is cool, Julia.
Imagine having glasses like this.
So close.
He's really close.
Yeah. It was because he wore his statement glasses and he's like, please compliment me.
Notice. I feel
I need
ridiculous
this.
if no one compliments me.
I need this. The Ringo concert isn't going like I hoped.
Again.
I thought maybe.
I thought maybe he'd bring the drums this time, but he still didn't.
He was just slapping his legs and mumbling Beatles songs.
I shouldn't have drawn drums on mine. I should have left him just slapping.
Holding chair.
Losing it in this episode. I can't wait for this episode to get like 75,000.
Yeah. It's gonna get 2 views. Finally.
I'm gonna be laughing by myself.
I'm just like, I found it too inaccessible the way you've been talking about hypothetical concerts where Ringo starts ham bones alone in the stadium.
If you can't join us on that journey into imagination, then I don't know. I don't know that we have anything on our channel for you.
No, we're not the right place.
Yeah. What, you thought this was going to be a video about anime? You thought this was going to be about Yu-Gi-Oh? Fuck you.
It's never about what it's
That
about.
don't impress me much.
No. If you click on an episode,
bowl
expect
cut.
any.
you gave him the simplest hair. You took the hair and made it glasses and gave him yeah.
I think also like this bit helped him listen to the crowd to see if they're enjoying it or not. Yeah.
We're back to the tuning
Yeah.
fork. Very
Whatever
good.
whatever he looks at, he can like hear that better. It's like the directional like microphones that you can point. That's what his glasses are.
I have a friend who basically only watches a Yu-Gi-Oh-centric videos.
Yeah, this one's for you.
This one's for you, Jeff. Enjoy.
Yeah, really talked about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything.
No, we talked so much.
We talked a little about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's
Talked about Grandpa.
We talked about Grandpa getting crushed by a milkmaid. This is Aporia, yeah. You wanna see
Oria
him?
drink.
Let's get
Oh, you lied.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna be real, I don't like Aporia.
Oh, he's a robot, right?
He looks like the dashboard of an early 2000s car.
So much.
Does he have a deck?
Yeah, he's a Yu-Gi-Oh
Okay,
character.
what's
Can't
his
ask that about people.
what's his deck?
Nathan, who are you?
It links the heart of the one it is attached to with their life point.
Why? Just don't do that.
They said, remember that time in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX where we had that guy get really into like wearing shock collars and all the duels? What if we did that but
That guy was well, why don't we put it in perspective, make him not a freak by making a bigger freak?
Yeah.
Oh, duh, he plays Mech Lord.
Mech Lord.
Mech Lord.
I run a Mech Lord deck.
Mech Lord, Deck Lord.
Focus
Isn't that
around-
what gives you the Jedi power?
That's midi-chlorian.
I was about to say, that's the Force.
George Harrison.
Yeah, George Harrison whispered that to me at the concert.
Little mouth down there.
Yeah.
I don't want the cause of food.
The thing is, like, this is kind of sick when you just use it as, like, an accessory.
Yeah.
Don't impress me much.
Don't depress me much. This is him.
Wow. I love that they got closer with each.
That's true.
Yeah. Much like when you watch a droppy episode, you feel like something toxic is getting closer to you.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
Yeah. Like
that.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh and
Go
To the pole.
like and subscribe.
Oh, God.
just click like.
Yeah, please.
You had fun.
Yeah, if you like this video enough, we'll not do another one like it. In that we will talk about Ringo Starr the whole time during a Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
Most likely.
Yeah, it's fine. Unless you like that, in which case comment. Yeesh.
Yeah.
I can't read your mind. I don't have the Millennium Eye.
I can't wait for between now and when this episode goes up, like a day before it goes up, for something to happen with Ringo Starr, and then we just can't use this episode.
Don't curse that. Well, if something happens now, we're allowed to post it because we acknowledged it.
Yeah, we got ahead.
We
Yeah.
don't support Ringo Starr in any way.
Unless we do support.
Unless we do.
Unless he did something sick. He did something awesome. In which case
Yeah.
we freaking called it.
But don't get me wrong. Whatever he did, don't impress me much.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
You know
We don't endorse or decry Ringo Starr.
No.
Only Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
You know what would impress me much? Supporting us on Patreon.
Yeah, that do impress me.
Yeah.
So consider doing that. If that matters.
Yeah. We also got merch, and we stream on Twitch at Monday night. All the links are in the description. Like, subscribe, all that jazz.
Come to our streams. At least one of us will show up.
Yeah.
That's so for sure.
Yeah.
We might be drumming without drums.
The droppy hits.
I mean, we say some slappers every so often.
Yeah, you're gonna be the one.
You'll be the
Solo
one.
Drumming. Yeah. We're sorry.
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 The urn is ours.
Hey, howdy, howdy, here comes the showdy. Cody is here with news. Killed it! I'm trying something new for these intros here, and you liked? You liked it? You liked it. Anyway, here's some news. George Santos is probably going to jail. That's me. Remember him? He was that former messy U.S. representative and weird liar who lied about everything and was part of the Stop the Steal movement, a famous weird lie. Well, it turns out that when you lie a lot and do fraudulent things and just say stuff about people, you can get in trouble for that. I know that sounds outlandish, especially if you've watched this show. Especially if you've watched this show talking about the many right-wing grifters that can apparently just openly lie about stuff and continue to be supported by enablers and rubes. But it turns out that actions can have consequences. Just ask the transphobic and Nazi-adjacent super friends Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling, currently being named in a lawsuit for saying a bunch of lies online. And boy, these guys are not alone. Literally, as we were writing this, Tim Pool and Dave Rubin and Benny Johnson were exposed as unwitting Russian assets, making millions of dollars and maybe pushing propaganda for what they thought was a Belgian investor, despite that person having no online record and their name being misspelled multiple times on documents. And they still did it. They saw somebody offer $100,000 for a video garnering like 5,000 views, and they didn't stop to think, who's benefiting from this besides me and this ridiculous amount of money I suddenly have? They willingly repeated the propaganda for money, because it turns out grifters tend to be very stupid and willing to say anything if you pay them. And that's all to say that it's very nice to see these liars facing real consequences for their many, many lies. And so we thought it would be fun, for a change, to actually check in with these weird lying freak liars and see how that's going for them. You know, to laugh and point, and perhaps some combination of the two. We'll see, if there's time. People who found out. Oh yeah, 'tis the season of finding out. You know, like that meme, or that meme, or even that meme. It seems that in the internet age, people have forgotten that you can't just say things online, even people who own entire social media sites. We've far evolved past the days of anonymous usernames on forums and chat zones, spelled with three Z's, but I won't tell you where, as the internet has pretty much taken over reality as we know it. And while that sucks and blows, the one silver lining is that very stupid liars seem completely comfortable saying very incriminating things in writing for everyone to see and scrutinize and litigate. So let's look at those dips. Think of it like a where are they now for red hot spite. And speaking of red things, Alex Jones, a lifetime of pain and payin'. No better appetizer than InfoWars founder, host, and cherry-flavored baked potato, Alex Jones. Yummers! You know Jones. He's that conspiracy theorist and brain pill spokesman known for making such brave and bold claims like the Boston bombing was staged, or that the Obama administration tested weapons that controlled the weather, or that aliens were making cybernetic slaves to serve the devil. Actually, that last one, that was real. Or at least a movie. You know, give Ron Perlman and Peter Stormare some work for crying out loud. Anyway, speaking of crying out loud, Jones kinda got away with being a conspiracy party clown until he decided to profit off of the actual death of children, which for a party clown is generally frowned upon.
Alex Jones repeatedly claims that the shooting never happened. Here he is on InfoWars in December 2014.
It took me about a year with Sandy Hook to come to grips with the fact that the whole thing...
You said the whole thing is a giant hoax. How do you deal with a total hoax? It took me about a year with Sandy Hook to come to grips with the fact that the whole thing was fake. I did deep research and my gosh, it just pretty much didn't happen.
Stumped by Megyn Kelly! All you have to do is say Santa is white, bro! She will hug you! Calling the Sandy Hook tragedy fake naturally upset the surviving parents and families of those real, actual, factually dead children, especially when InfoWars fans kept harassing and accusing them of being crisis actors. So they successfully sued Jones for real, actual, factual defamation and won a whopping $1.5 billion, big ol' B, dollars in damages. Jones had to file for bankruptcy because, you know, that's what should happen if you lose $1 billion, especially $1.5 billion. Not that anyone should have $1 billion to begin with, of course, but we're not talking about that today. Not only did Jones lose his stake in InfoWars and his media company, which is apparently called Free Speech Systems, but he has to cash out his personal assets in order to pay off the lawsuit. Neat! InfoWars is still able to exist and remain in operation, neat rescinded, but the families involved in the suit can make individual claims to obtain any revenue InfoWars creates, neat reinstated. While it's unlikely that those families will be able to fully collect $1.5 billion, they essentially can claim any revenue that Jones makes going forward for the rest of his goddamn life. Now, while Jones is trying to shift his money through the supplement company of his dentist father in order to avoid paying them via loophole, these families can still legally pursue him and likely win. And even though Jones still has a groundswell of fans that will support him beyond all logic and decency, and Jones will bark, bray, and say he won't pay, he is significantly in the shit and is treading water. And unfortunately for him and the frogs, this water won't make him gay. For the foreseeable future, Jones will be bleeding money and on the brink of losing everything at all times. I wouldn't wish that stress on anybody, except Alex Jones. All that said, while I'm glad for the outcome and have no sympathy for Alex Jones specifically, the whole thing is still just sad. Sad for the families who lost their kids and then were harassed for years, obviously. But also, Jones had kids, 4 of them, 1 with a new wife and 3 with his ex-wife, who very understandably fought for custody many years back. And it's sad to see this very weird and toxic dude double and triple down on this deranged legacy of scummy conspiracy drifting and pass that burden on to other people. One of his kids apparently did an InfoWars video that's since been taken down. It just has that Westboro Baptist Church stink to it, where this one dude has started this weird little toxic cult and dragged everyone around him down with him. Because it is a cult, albeit a one-person cult. Jones can claim to be a performance artist in court and that his life is pure misery, while never actually seeking any kind of change or atonement, even when it's no longer even financially lucrative for him to spread his lies. So this is just his life now. There's no going back from this. There's no way to rehabilitate, not even in a media landscape that will absolve unflushable turds like Glenn Beck. Jones will just keep spiraling forever and take as many people as he can with him. And that's kind of sad. Not as sad as your child dying and then being harassed for it. So, saying that out loud, I guess I'm not sad for Jones anymore. And speaking of sad guys, James O'Keefe, undercover idiot. If you're unfamiliar with James O'Keefe or Project Veritas, that's good. It's good to not know about, read, or watch anything they've made. Not because they're dangerous per se, potentially harmful, but also worthless, a waste of everyone's time. The Borderlands movie of political operatives, down to the obviously terrible editing. Project Veritas is a right-wing media group seemingly obsessed with exposing the libs with hidden camera operations. I guess the idea was to get left-leaning figures confessing to bad stuff on camera, like the ending of A Few Good Men. The problem being that it was completely hinged on people acting like movie characters, and badly written ones at that. This is all to say that, in actuality, Project Veritas was just a group of very dim people trying very poorly to frame progressives as being sinister, only to end up looking like a gaggle of bitches. And the reason they keep doing it is because, to their credit, this tactic of lying and manipulative editing has kind of worked for them. Well, it's at least worked once for them, and O'Keefe has been chasing that high ever since. Like when your dog finds a squirrel in a bush one time, and then forever has to check that bush on every walk. It's not gonna be there, Maggie. I'm so sorry. It's just not. We're on a walk. We gotta keep going. This success story started back in 2009, when O'Keefe sold videos to Breitbart of a 2-person sting operation against the Association of Community Organizations for Reforms Now, or ACORN, not to be confused with people enacting acronyms needlessly until the title indicates nothing germane, or peanutting. ACORN had several objectives, but was primarily focused on fighting for housing and better wages for low-income workers and families. In various cities, O'Keefe and his journalist partner, Hannah Giles, secretly recorded visits into ACORN offices and interviews with the staff. Posing as a stereotypical pimp and prostitute, O'Keefe and Giles asked ACORN members how to launder their money and disguise their underage sex trafficking business, bringing over 15-year-olds from El Salvador to work in their brothels. At the time, Congress partially funded ACORN, and so this expose got a lot of media attention. Do we have clips?
We should talk about, which might complicate our taxes, is that we got a couple girls overseas coming over, you know what I mean?
There's 13 girls from El Salvador that I've kind of gotten away down the street from coming to town, and I've let people know that I'm interested in taking care of them and getting them used to the area.
And they're very young. we don't want to put them on the books.
It kind of depends.
They're from El Salvador.
Okay.
There's like 13 of them.
Okay.
And they're probably going to move into the house.
Okay, seems bad. Do we have another one?
There's like 12 of them. Is that okay? 12. There's 12 girls, but they're like 13 to 15 years old.
So, just looking at those videos, that really doesn't appear good, and it makes sense that this was King, Fox News, Glenn Beck, and Forbes, among other outlets. But did you notice all those jump cuts in those clips? Seems fishy, right? A little sus, like a sussy fish. Well, the Brooklyn District Attorney also noticed that, which led to no charges being filed against Acorn. Because it turns out that in the unedited footage, O'Keefe never claimed to be a pimp in front of the Acorn employee, which is what he specifically leads you to think in his videos. He even cuts in sequences where he's walking around dressed like a pimp, as if that's what he wore to these meetings.
Yes and yes.
Except he didn't wear that at the meetings. He put on a costume, did some B-roll, then changed back into a suit to get the actual footage. Also, correction, he dressed like what a suburban conservative kid thinks a pimp looks like. He looks like Chester Cheetah if he was a mascot for oat milk. See what I mean about them being very stupid? As for context, another thing these videos didn't show was the fact that at least one Acorn employee was specifically fishing for information so he could report O'Keefe to the police, which, when you think about it, is exactly what anyone would do in this situation. You wouldn't confront them there in the office, you'd report them after. This is why James's entire model is so inherently deceptive. Most people don't immediately push back if they think you're a criminal. They nervously smile and nod and then quietly deal with it once you're gone. And yet, instead of pointing any of this out, Acorn went into full PR damage control, firing some of their employees, including that guy who was planning to report the meeting. That dude ended up suing O'Keefe for $100,000 because of that fact. So as a grift, this actually cost him money. But maybe that wasn't his goal. Maybe he just wanted to destroy a group devoted to helping low-income families to get some right-wing cred, you know? You gotta get that right-wing freak cred, and destroy he did, and cred he received. Even though those videos were clearly faked, the damage was done, and that ammunition helped push Congress to cut off Acorn's funding. And in spite of O'Keefe's fraudulent expose reporting being exposed, Breitbart still supported O'Keefe in his quest to repeatedly trip on his own terms, up until the time he tried to do a sting on CNN, only to get stung by his own stinger.
Izzy told me the plan was to bring me close to the dock, and then ask me if I would consent to having my meeting with James recorded on an audio recorder. If I said yes, she would get me on the boat, where James was waiting and where hidden video cameras were rolling.
Why is his goal to get me on the boat? She said because on the boat, he's gonna be there, dressed up, and he's gonna have strawberries and champagne waiting for you. And he was gonna hit on you the whole time.
Hey, question. What? So apparently, in an attempt to expose hypocrisy, O'Keefe tried to, big boy quotes, seduce a CNN reporter on a boat that reportedly had a ceiling mirror, pornographic posters, sex toys, and hidden cameras. You know how women love being lured onto boats in the middle of nowhere by men whose attire and environment indicate that they do this all the time? I feel like we could do an entire episode on the many ways that this plan is sad and weird, including, but not limited to, the fact that O'Keefe was just clearly trying to film a sex tape on the company dime. And this is what he thought was sexy or romantic or alluring. Kind of like how he thought this is what a pimp was. Anyway, O'Keefe's then assistant exposed the ruse to the reporter, probably because it was f***ing creepy. And the story went from an O'Keefe expose about CNN into a CNN expose about O'Keefe. Again, I don't know how many times I can say that he's a dim freak. Anyway, that was the last straw for Breitbart, who dropped O'Keefe in 2010. This was on top of the fact that earlier that year, O'Keefe had been arrested in New Orleans for attempting to tap a senator's phone, which is a wild thing to do unless you don't know what crimes are. So after pleading guilty to a lesser charge and serving probation that limited his travel, on top of losing his grift job, O'Keefe had to start fresh, and he launched Project Veritas that same year as a non-profit. A non-profit! I guess to his credit, it sure doesn't seem like he's very profitable considering all of the lawsuits. At this point, James had a taste of the spotlight, albeit as a laughingstock and a fraud, but he just couldn't walk away. In 2011, he attempted a repeat of his Acorn video success by launching a similar sting against NPR, posing as a Muslim group attempting to bribe NPR executives in exchange for favorable coverage of Islam. The video footage, as you probably guessed, was yet again heavily edited. Still, the move garnered favor in conservative circles, I wonder why, and forced those NPR executives to resign, even though in the unedited footage, the NPR executives repeatedly expressed that donor money wouldn't influence NPR's coverage. Basically, all of O'Keefe's victories stem from bureaucrats playing it safe as opposed to exposing any actual wrongdoing. This pattern would continue when Project Veritas went on to get a boost from this guy, Donald Trump. In 2015, the somehow future president would donate around $20,000 to Project Veritas for their support. Hey, isn't that exactly what they accused NPR of doing? Taking bribes for favorable coverage? But now funded by MAGA bucks, O'Keefe and Project Veritas attempted another sting operation on Hillary Clinton staffers to expose them as troublemakers, inciting violence at Trump rallies.
It doesn't matter what the freaking legal and ethics people say. We need to win this motherfucker.
Hillary, is aware of all the work that you guys do. I hope.
You really can't exploit him.
And then they tell Hillary, what's going on.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting we wait around. We need to start this right away.
Cool graphics, James! As you can tell by the really slick introduction that they probably stole from Andrew Kramer and the Fine People at Video Copilot, much of the video is heavily edited to make those staffers look extra bloodthirsty for Mr. Trump. But in spite of the video being doctored, Trump still cited them in several campaign speeches to falsely blame Clinton for the violence at his rallies, which, as the pattern dictates, caused some low-level Clinton staffers to step down. So by now, you might think that Project Veritas was indestructible. However, they did have an Achilles heel, or rather a thermal exhaust port. And that was the fact that they were run by a wannabe theater kid and dummy from the New Jersey suburbs who thought a pimp looked like a cartoon character and women love it when strangers serenade them with butt plugs. O'Keefe was, by all accounts, a spoiled dipshit who reportedly spent hundreds of thousands of Veritas dollars on private expenses, while also being a general dick about it to his staff. Some of those private expenses, by the way, seem to be all in service of O'Keefe's desire to be like a musical theater star. He used Project Veritas money to be in Oklahoma and tried to DJ at Coachella. Most of his Sting videos tend to have some kind of musical element, and it all just seems clear that while trying to pretend to be a serious journalist or political operative, much like a lot of his compatriots in the right-wing griftosphere, he just wants to perform! To be a star! Let's watch. Ooh, nice try. Don't quit your day job. Do get forced out of it though, because by 2023, O'Keefe was so disliked by everyone at Project Veritas that employees wrote up a letter of no confidence, citing various complaints about O'Keefe's leadership and behavior, such as forcing employees to take a polygraph test to sniff out a mole. He also yelled at a coworker during a public trial in front of the jury because he was hungry and, no foolin', stole a pregnant woman's sandwich. Jesus H. BLT Christ. What a fucking weird, dim, sheltered freak. Project Veritas had enough of O'Keefe's shit and ousted him entirely. Then O'Keefe launched O'Keefe Media Group, which, since this segment is all about initials and acronyms apparently, was coined, oh my god. Hey! Can't help but notice that all of O'Keefe's grifts seem to involve making hot women go near him. It's almost like he's incredibly creepy. While it sold $500,000 worth of subscriptions within 24 hours of launching, OMG has ceased uploading content to its website, with its last post being in 2023, which, here's some news, was last year. It currently relies on YouTube and X as a platform and depends on sponsors to generate revenue. In 2024, he just rehashes old news news with a scumbag scandal coat of paint, with very timely topical trolling like harassing Disney employees for being woke. Because what's sad and pathetic in 2022 can be sadder and patheticer in 2024, I guess. O'Keefe went from being a headline-making wunderkind yellow journalist that was frequently on national television to a shitty 40-something man-on-the-street harasser that has less than 300,000 subscribers and barely has any videos that break past 150,000 views. On top of that, New York prosecutors are going after him for all of his money mishandling and being a shitbag to employees because it turns out the whole non-profit thing has rules. Meanwhile, Project Veritas laid off most of its staff and paused any fundraising due to O'Keefe's misuse of their funds as the group continues to be crushed by the weight of lawsuits against it, either by those they exposed or from former employees. And the moral of this, and a lot of this video, is that if your entire business model is based on scams and lies, it's only inevitable that you end up scamming and lying to everyone around you. Anywho, did someone say something about relying on sponsors to generate revenue? That reminds me! Boy, you know what I love? Capturing wild animals off the street and putting them in my home. They don't seem to like me very much, but I keep them anyway. And then I just watch them. And of course, I clean their poop. And if you also have wild animals you've captured and cleaned the poop of, you should check out the Litter Robot by Whisker. That's right, it is a self-cleaning litter box that automatically scoops them poos after every use, so your home doesn't smell like a wild animal pooped in it. And because we live in the future, the Litter Robot will even send you a notification to your phone when it needs to be emptied. It even gives you data about the poop of the wild animal you've trapped in your home. Listen, you can't keep hand cleaning the poop of this wild animal that you've captured. That's weird. Why are you doing that? It's time to join over 1 million happy people who have captured wild animals in their home and upgrade to the Litter Robot. Or perhaps you know someone who has captured a wild animal in their home. Someone other than you. Well, it also makes a great gift for the holidays. And right now, Whisker is offering $75 off Litter Robot bundles. And as a special offer to listeners, you can get an additional $50 off when you go to stopscooping.com/more news. That's an additional $50 off when you go to stopscooping.com/more news. Once again, that's stopscooping.com/more news.
Boy, I've tried just about everything to get to sleep at night. Holding my breath really long, eating cold tomato soup, standing over the corner of my desk and then just kind of letting my knees go slack, watching the movie Enemy of the State. It is the never-ending quest of humanity to fall asleep and stay asleep. Ultimately, we need to have time and to feel cozy. And what's been working for me is curling up with a cup of Beam Dream. It's like a hot cocoa powder, but it comes in like 15 different flavors. It has a combination of ingredients like magnesium and melatonin that are designed to put you to sleep and keep you asleep. Do you like chai? Normally, I drink chai to stay awake, but they have a vanilla chai flavor that will put you down instead. Can you picture it? Wrapped up in your bed, drinking your Beam Dream chai, watching the line of fire. Oh, and by the way, it's completely vegan and has no added sugar. It's also designed specifically for no grogginess the next day, so you can get up and be ready to start your day. Be that watching the movie Bulworth, or Primary Colors, or whatever. It's your choice. So, scan the code to access Beam's exclusive Some More News discount and get up to 40% off, or go to shopbeam.com/more news. Use code more news.
I'm alive. Okay, are we back from break? Can I start speaking? Am I already speaking?
Hey, Cody! I didn't expect to see you here.
What is this? Just do the bit.
No bits, idiot. Ugh, sorry. That was supposed to come out cute. I just wanted to see how you were doing, you know, since Warmbo locked us into the studio and also my house a few weeks ago.
Oh, I'm good actually. I started eating dead things.
Great to hear. fun story I listened to. Hey, unrelated question. Do you have any food that I could, eat?
You ate all your food after abandoning me here. Is that it? You abandoned me here because you had food, but then you ate all the food and now you want food. Did I get that right?
You make it sound so unseemly, but yeah, that actually perfectly describes why I am calling.
You couldn't ration, do some bootstraps pulling?
See, you would think that, but I made these 10-layer nachos and they don't really reheat that well. And I'm not a big leftovers gal, to be honest.
10 layers?
Yes. So what you do is you actually start with a layer of cheese, then you add the canned beans, then take these survival ration bars, mash those up.
So welcome back. We were discussing some of the grifters and liars that skated by for way too long until they actually saw consequences, which is thematically fitting, it seems. And fun! This is mostly fun. No reason to stop having fun is my motto. Fun, Cody! So let's choo-choo that fun train and talk about Jacob Wall and that other guy who hangs out with him. Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman, world's worst liars. I know I've mentioned how a lot of these grifters are dim, but to their credit, yes, to the credit of Alex Jones and James O'Keefe, they were at least marginally successful at lying for at least a small amount of time. Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman, on the other hand, have never been good at lying, to the point that you almost feel bad for them. Like, if they're watching, hi, thanks for watching. I highly suggest that you find some other line of work that is not drifting. Snowboarding, I don't know, anything would be better. For a little background, Jacob Wall is a far-right activist that got his start as an early 20s Twitter finance bro, who flaunted investment strategies to his followers while secretly cheating his clients out of his investments. But when Trump got into office, the guy completely switched to right-wing grifter mode and began to smear anyone who was even remotely anti-Trump. In 2018, he and his associate, Republican lobbyist Jack Berkman, tried to set up Robert Mueller by paying women to accuse him of sexual assault. It didn't work, of course, but despite getting their dicks so thoroughly pushed in the dirt, amazingly, the two tried the same fucking plan against Pete Buttigieg, this time paying young men to lie. The alleged victims would end up immediately confessing to lying, because it turns out that even when you do it for money, it's not worth the incredible scrutiny you face when you publicly accuse someone of sexual assault, which is why most people don't do that unless they're telling the truth, something to perhaps note. Anyway, later in the year, Wall held a groundbreaking bombshell of a press conference regarding yet another, I'm sure, totally real sex scandal, this time involving Elizabeth Warren and a military veteran escort. I'm seeing a pattern. So how did that press conference go?
Today we're presenting some very serious allegations against Senator Elizabeth Warren. She was involved in a very explicit relationship with a male escort who stands to my left side, a decorated U.S. combat veteran, somebody who served our country, a war hero, truly. I don't think this is a funny thing.
Yeah, it didn't go well. It appeared that the only reason anyone from the press came was just to put a little fun in their day, because they knew about the pattern. But okay, I just got finished saying that we should believe victims, even if those victims are hanging out with serial sex scandal posters. Was there any proof?
You can see two scars here. That was from the cat o' nine tails. That was from Senator Warren's transgressions.
I'm sorry. Is that a XXX tattoo from the Vin Diesel film? Does that man have a tattoo from the 2002 Rob Cohen action film XXX? The one where Vin Diesel snowboards down an avalanche to stop a terrorist organization called Anarchy 99 that he had previously infiltrated after being recruited by Agent Augustus Gibbons for a secret extreme sports spy division of the NSA on account of Vin Diesel's past as a lawless Robin Hood type who crashed a crooked senator's car and would go on to fake his death, only to return again when called upon by the CIA to investigate the assassination of Agent Augustus Gibbons after a satellite crashed on him whilst he was busy attempting to recruit the Brazilian footballer Neymar Jr. while in a diner, only to learn that Agent Augustus Gibbons and also Neymar faked their deaths and was rebuilding the XXX program all over again. He got that as a tattoo. Really? That is... I want that. I should be Triple X. I'm, family. Right? Anyway, this was all a lie and didn't work or even hurt Warren's reputation at all. Also, that guy's military record turned out to be fake and he wasn't actually an escort. But still, that tattoo is legit. So at this point, you would think that this embarrassment would slow Wall and Berkman down or at least give them some pause. But amazingly, they just kept doing this to pretty much any public figure the right was mad at. Fauci! They, of course, did it to Fauci early in the pandemic, and that still didn't work after the accuser once again confessed to lying 10 days afterward. It's like Bart grabbing the cupcake. Just stop. Stop it, guys. Stop it. And as if they weren't being punished enough, that same year, they got back on that loser horse and co-ran a robocalling scheme.
85,000 or so robocalls they are accused of making to mostly minorities in cities including Detroit, trying to scare people from voting by mail.
That if you vote by mail, your personal information will be part of a public database.
But that number was dwarfed by the FCC, which is now proposing a $5.1 million fine for the pair, the largest ever under the Telephone Consumer Protection Act.
Guys, stop! Find a different job, or at least different business partners. It is not working out. Guys, stop! Since this scam was done across multiple states, that meant that multiple state attorneys general and prosecutors specific went after this, including Ohio's Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court, which fined them, put them on probation, and gave them a community service sentence of 500 hours of registering voters. Because if you do a crime in Cuyahoga County, you best know that justice is going to be poetic and ironic. Wall and Berkman are still facing consequences from their robocall bed shtick, as the two settled with New York's Attorney General for $1.25 million this year for violating the Voting Rights Act and the KKK Act. They're both still going through the Michigan court system for criminal charges, and Berkman has lost his license to practice law, though curiously, not his license to shred the gnar. Just saying, guys. Just saying. If getting hammered by state courts wasn't enough, the FCC has fined them $5 million too. And so, surely, by now, they would stop doing scams. Like, at least James O'Keefe had a mediocre success where you can kind of understand why he's chasing that high again. But with these guys, it's never worked. Stay down! You lost the fight, guys! And yet, amazingly, just this month, it was revealed that Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman have been secretly running an AI lobbying firm and lying about who their clients were, creating false screenshots on their webpage claiming that they worked with Home Depot, Visa, Capital One, Lockheed Martin, Toyota, Microsoft, Pfizer, and fucking Palantir. Are they addicted to being sued? Is it their common fetish? This is like watching a gambling addict, except statistically speaking, gambling addicts sometimes win. Just pick any other job. Guys, seriously, do they have any close loved ones who can perhaps step in? Or, you know, whatever, I don't care also. Let's move on. Sean King, because both sides. Fair and balanced, assholes. I got you. Because leftists can be grifters sometimes, less often for some reason, but yeah, very slime people on both sides. So Sean King is an activist and organizer in the social justice space, rising into the spotlight on social media during the Black Lives Matter movement throughout 2014 and 2015. King gained a heavy following as he called out injustice and rallied others for the movement, asking people to donate toward BLM or other such causes. King certainly said the right things and made the right enemies. Far right enemies. Conservative media, including Milo Yiannopoulos. Man, you don't have to hear about it anymore. Go. Questioned King's race, claiming that he wasn't really black or biracial, because apparently all the far right cares about is actual criticism but identity politics. This bad faith attack against King granted him some credibility from the left and even some top-level support, most notably from Bernie Sanders.
You don't hate my turn yet, you're gonna real soon.
But okay, nothing nefarious so far. However, this burst in popularity also came with a burst in funding for his various ventures. turns out that when you make a lot of money, it messes you up for some reason. There should be an easy two-word saying for that. Money bads. It's pretty good. And so, reportedly, King began a very simple grift. Helm a non-profit Kickstarters or some other money-raising cause, take money, and then abandon that cause. By the time people would start wondering where the money went, he would have moved on to something else. He basically began to survive by swinging from one fundraiser to the next like a grifter Tarzan. In 2011, he held a fundraiser to tour and climb mountains throughout the world, and then, by his own admission, quit 4 days into training. He then developed a university that was essentially a life coaching course that he also bailed on. Maybe you need a life coaching course and bail on it. In 2015, he started an online fundraising campaign for the mother of Tamir Rice that garnered $60,000. But King failed to mention that to Rice or her attorneys. That money was seized by the court and was eventually placed in a trust per the instruction of Rice's legal team. After, that legal team took out nearly half of that money in legal fees. Hey, wow, I feel like that bears repeating. Sean King started a fundraiser for Tamir Rice's grieving mother, who at that time was homeless, and then didn't actually involve her in that fundraiser. He's claimed he was going to give it to her, but we'll never know. Also, Sean will continue to have a bad relationship with Rice's mother for years to come. So that seems like a clear sign you haven't actually helped someone. It's not a great look to have an ongoing beef with a grieving mother. And this wouldn't be the last time he funded something without actually having permission. King also promoted a fundraiser to help the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services reunite immigrant children with their families during the Trump administration. And then took credit for its success, even though the organizer said King never coordinated or spoke with them. So either he just fundamentally doesn't understand how fundraising works, and that you have to actually talk to the people you are raising money for, or he's, not actually concerned with helping anyone. Also, you may have noticed that we don't have any clips of Sean King in our segment. That's not to say there are no videos of him, but to his own admission, he doesn't do press conferences or interviews because, as he puts it, he just wants to do the work. That work being starting fundraisers that may or may not actually go to something or someone besides him. Yeah, I see why you might not want to put yourself out there, but darn it, it also makes it really hard for us to break up this video with some kind of clip to cut to. Come on, Sean, help us out, somebody! Perfect interstitial. Took the words right out of my... Anyway, in 2018, King raised money through multiple investors and subscribers to launch The North Star, a media company that he stated would bring hard news and commentary regarding social justice topics through video and podcasts, featuring several journalists and White House correspondents. Currently, The North Star is, as of this writing, just a freaking Substack newsletter that only King himself writes, with only 5 people on staff, including King and 2 of his relatives. It's a blog, like what you could make right now with your buddies. And yet, incredibly, the fundraiser made at the lowest estimate, $1.5 million a year for his blog. Like, you can go on the blog and see that every recent article was just written by this one guy, Sean King. It's a blog! But making over $1 million a year to do your blog still wasn't enough for Jonathan. He started yet another nonprofit, the Grassroots Law Project, and raised over $6 million in its first year. Its stated goal was to fund the review of prosecutorial injustices in major cities after the death of George Floyd. Those projects, as you have probably predicted, didn't launch off the ground. Not even a little piddly sparkler's worth of a launching. But that didn't stop King from taking a nearly $250,000 cut from the funds that were raised. After all, he earned it. So heck, Spanx on Rice. It sure would be nice if this stopped. While King has yet to be charged with any crimes, the audience he garnered has waned as his reputation is scrutinized by fellow activists and podcasters. Dozens of former collaborators from various groups King was involved with wrote open letters discussing King's shoddy management of their funds, along with a 2019 social media post signed by activists from BLM, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and Ferguson Response Network, among many others, that stated, Quote, in the past 4 years, King has launched several efforts, all of which failed or faded away without explanation. Each of these efforts had substantial monetary investment from both community and donors, with questions that remain unanswered to this day. Boy, really seems like a bad sign when a bunch of people come together to specifically tell you to stop. Like, the latest cause that Sean King is involved in is stopping Sean King. But he can't keep a grifter down. King would focus his efforts towards Gaza in 2024 and was invited as keynote speaker at a Council on American Islamic Relations event. But luckily, people started to actually get wise, and his invitation was revoked after community members brought up the whole grifting performative asshole thing. So hey, that's a start. And I don't know, maybe this is why there are fewer grifters on the left, because they seem to get pushed out of the movement like a splinter, at least eventually. It's pretty telling that philanthropy is the viable route for this grift, and that definitely speaks to the left's willingness to toss money at an injustice without checking if it's going to the right people or helping in the right way. And in terms of just taking money directly from people by lying, Sean might be the biggest grifter on this list. So damn, maybe we should just buy coffee mugs that say conservative tears instead of giving the money to him. Oh snap! That actually reminds me of this other thing we gotta do again. So let's just do it.
Sup, bro? How's your hair sit? I ask all my bros that when we bro out drinking suds and eating yogurt together. But hair care isn't just a bro problem. It's different for bros and non-bros. You might want thicker lashes or less shedding, or maybe you're going through the changes and your hair is acting different, or maybe I don't know, maybe you are perfect the way that you are, bro. But whatever your bro cerns, Nutrafol is there to help. Wait, okay, so I just bite into it and then it's food?
Yeah, totally. That's why they're called loafers.
Okay. It tastes like floor!
Yeah, sure does.
How are you the one getting me to eat something? The balance is off, Cody. Just, I don't know, mail me some food.
I'm locked in the studio. You'll have to fend for yourself.
Fine. I am